And we are live. What's good, Charles and man? DL Saint. Welcome. I really want to know podcast. How y'all feeling out there, man? How y'all feeling? Um, you guys knew I was gonna talk about this at some point. I just been busy. You guys know what time it is. 2026. I'm really making a push, lining some things up, getting some things done, working with folks, you know, and we're not just talking about what's going on social media, YouTube, podcasting. Nah, man, we're talking about some big things, big for me. Um, a complete shift. It's a matter of taking my skills and just life skills, experiences, things that I've done, and kind of repackage and get them out there to where it can be beneficial not only to me but for those people who take advantages of the services that we bring. So I've been working with different folks. We're slowly getting there, guys. So everything I'm doing with through the Red Pill Lens podcast, the faceless channel that we got going on, like we're doing those videos, the ebooks, getting set up on Gumroad. I'm gonna go with locals, guys. I was looking at Patreon, locals, trying to figure out which way to go. I'm gonna go with locals, guys. So that and some other things that I'm not quite ready to announce that we're doing is going to be separate from what we're doing here, but all under the same banner, so to speak. So I've been busy. I saw this thing break, this story broke, and I was just kind of shaking my head. Y'all know how I get down. So the question becomes: is the red pill done? Is this the end of the red pill? The short answer: absolutely not. Let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed, man. So I appreciate you guys, keeping up with me, checking out with me, hanging in there with me. We're definitely gonna, we're gonna see some changes, and we're definitely gonna go through, I believe, a bit of a growth spurt. Start getting more people involved. With everything that we're setting up in the background. I mean, if we're only a third successful, you guys are gonna see a difference here. But I really want to know podcast isn't going anywhere. But there is going to be more things. We have the Through the Red Pill Lens is already out there, and we're bringing on board. We're going to bring online, I should say, one more channel. But this channel is going to be really for the grown-ups, guys. It's going to be for the people who are serious, who are really talking about doing what they need to do. So we're going to have that set up, and so all the social media stuff is going to be housed there, and then we're going to ramp up our coaching and kind of get back to that. That's going to be going on. And we're also going to be doing more stuff entertainment wise, with comedy, with short films. We got a lot going on, guys. So you're going to see me, sparingly, because I'm in the background. It's not that I've given up. I'm not sitting around eating ice cream, getting fat. No, I'm sitting around working with people, trying to get things taken care of, and just, get the motion going. But stuff like this, man, hey, bro, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. And we're going to start with Brandon Carter. I don't know if you guys know who Brandon Carter is. He's been in the business for a minute. Fitness. He started out in the fitness world, but he's moved into finance. He also does fitness. He does a lot of coaching. So, brother, originally from Chicago, lived in New York. He's now in Miami. I've never met the man in person, not yet. I will. We keep barely missing each other. But cool dude. Cool dude. Younger than me. I got at least 10 years on him if I'm not mistaken. But this man is a hustler, a hustler's hustler. Like, this dude has done it and done it the right way. And he keeps it real. So we're going to start off with his video talking about what happened, because he knows pretty much all the players involved, either directly knows them or loosely has an affiliation with them. I'll let him tell it himself, but I think what's going to happen with the manosphere, the manoswamp, the red pill, whatever you want to call it, is the the red pill anger, rage, the meanness, whatever you want to call it, of the red pill that seem to get all the traction. That's gonna go off into the fringes where that sort of stuff normally finds itself. And I think the mainstream, the face of the red pill is going to change. There's going to be more red pill wisdom. You're going to have more people like Rich Cooper out there, Brandon Carter. You're going to have more people out there like Dr. Orion Taraban, Michael Sertain. I think you're going to have these type people. Um, what's the name of the James Sexton? I think you're going to have these type men come into this space and just really break it down for the younger guys and for the older guys. Like, hey, this is how things are working right now. This is how you can change it. Will the red pill just fall off? No. Will Myron Gaines, Sneeko and those guys fall off? No, not really, because their audience is really fringe if you think about it anyway, right? The people who are really rocking with them now are really the young guys. And I ain't gonna just keep it 100. And I don't mean this in a mean way, but the weirdos. That's who's rocking with them right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's gonna continue. What's good? We got brother Tyrone in the building, man. What's happening, fam? What's happening? Salute to you. Salute to everyone who's watching, man. Appreciate y'all. Like I said, keeping me up in this joint. We may be small, but we are mighty, man. We keep doing what we do. Appreciate y'all. I really do. So is the red pill gonna fall off? No. I think red pill wisdom now is where people are going to gravitate towards, and finding action and finding solutions. Well, solutions to their problems in the action it takes to change or to solve their problems. Men are always going to want to be with women, and there are plenty of good women here in the United States of America right now. Plenty of good women, right? But there are also a lot of not so good and then bad women. And you have those women out there who are just kind of teetering on those borders because they don't know where they belong. They're trying to find the right herd to follow, because women tend to do that. They like, there are women out there who are leaders and trailblazers, but the vast majority of people tend to get into their cliques. And there are women trying to figure out what clique to get into. And this version of red pill has women thinking about the way they're moving out here in the trenches. Everyone's looking at the government and the government's involvement in relationships in America. I'm telling you, the family law system and the family court system has a lot to do with these negative outcomes. And we're going to change that. One day that's going to change, right? We're in that mode now where different states like, Florida, Texas, Tennessee, the Carolinas, Georgia, Ohio, they're all in the process of making changes to the family law system, which hasn't been touched probably since the 50s or 60s, right? Because the system hasn't caught up with today's world. Women are working more, bringing home more money. Things are the way that they are. So you have these states that are slowly catching up, right? And it's just a matter of time before the feds do something. I really think that this is one of the things I'm working on. This is, way down the list, but it's on the list. So I want to make a political push to remove Title 4D from the Social Security Act. Like it's just not needed right now. I think if we remove Title 4D, and there should be a push for that, and it can be done. It can be done through executive order. I think, right now, actually, it's the time to do it while Trump is still in office. It's just a matter of money. Pay him a couple $1 million and he will do away with it through executive order. But it can also be done, through Congress. If you get enough elected officials on board, something can be done. Now, they won't do away with it completely, but they'll modify it. I mean, 66% rebate for, every child support order that's written. I mean, that's excessive. And that money is supposed to be, used to help track down parents who aren't doing their stuff, to take care of, costs as far as, paying the judges, I guess, paying, the sheriffs to be there, paying the staff. That money is supposed to be used to keep the system going, basically. But it's a lot of money going into people's pockets. You figure $66 out of every $100 that's ordered in child support. So you get all the child support money plus the 66% that the government gives the state. Maybe that should be 30%. I mean, how much does it cost? What kind of overhead are we looking at here? So if you remove the money from the system changes itself, right? Because right now it's just a multi-billion-dollar industry and people are eating like crazy on this. And if you take the money away, which the money is entitled for D, if you take the money away, then it changes everything. So, but that's another conversation for another day. I actually wrote an ebook on it. The Family Law Trap is going to be available on Gumroad. Give me another week to get that up and running. I have the ebooks done. I just have to do some stuff on Gumroad to get them stuff up, get the books in there. Once I do, please, I'll be letting you guys know because I'll be hitting you up like, please go over there and buy one. And the books will be like $5. Anywhere between $5 and $10. That's how much the books will cost. They're just ebooks. And that's just a great way to support what we're doing over here. One of the great ways to support. So, let's get into it, man. We're going to start with Brandon Carter. And shout out to Brandon, man. Like he's the real one, bro. Don DeMarco to him. A true G in this game, bro. His story is amazing. If you want to hear his story, go back to the old Fresh and Fit, early Fresh and Fit days. They've had him on there multiple times. He tells his story, bro, like a true G. And, for him to get where he is today and, look back where he started, I mean, you can't help but, give that man applause, tip your hat, like, well done, brother. And these are the kind of examples we need. Straight up. These are the kind of examples we need out here, not just for people who are in the hood, but for just people who are out here floating and not quite sure which way they want to go. So it is what it is. We got brother Dino Dinosaur in the building. What's good, fam? It's like brother DL, they are doing zero work for the people. You're probably talking about. Tell me who you're talking about, because I've been running my mouth. You're talking about Myron Fresh, Nico and them, or Red Pill? Like, who are you talking about? Are you talking about the politicians? You're talking about the family court laws here? But see, and brother, brother Dino is over in UK, so I'm not sure how it works over there with family law and all that. But I'm gonna get into that as well. That's on my list. I got an eye on, English, like UK politics. Things are kind of wild over there right now. They kind of got their own MAGA style movement going on. I don't know if I don't know what to call it, but it's growing. It's growing. Oh yeah, you talking about Trump, MAGA, GOP? Yeah, man. Here's the thing about Donald Trump, bro. Donald Trump is so transparent. It's almost hard to be mad at him at this point. Like the dude just wants to make money. More Perfect Union. That's a channel on YouTube that kind of covers this sort of thing. They're definitely left. Can't even call them left leaning. They're left, but they do really good exposés. They have one on Donald Trump right now. Remind me, I'm gonna pull it in at the end of this video, at the end of this live. I'll put it in the chat so you can check it out. More Perfect Union. Just type in More Perfect Union on YouTube. It'll come up. It's the latest video they did. It's talking about how Trump is getting money. And, with the tariffs and what he's doing, and they line it all up. And it's like, bro, yes, it's left. I get that. Take it with a grain of salt. But the numbers are still there. And I've been saying this from day one. Like, you pay this dude, you get whatever you want. And they're talking about the companies that are paying Trump and the individuals that are paying Trump. And sure enough, they're getting what they want. So, and that's Elon doing the far right thing in England. Hey, he ran away from America. So I guess he landed over in UK. But yeah, I'm really starting to watch UK politics. I don't know anything about it. I'm learning about their parliament and their parties, Labor and what's the other one? As you can see, I got so much stuff I'm working on. Bro. I'm working on my Spanish. Like I'm working on so much right now, man. What's Labor and the other one? I can't forget, brother. Brother Dino put it in the chat for me. But I'm working on it. So hopefully by this time next year, I'll know more about it and I'll be able to talk about what's going on and, talk about the different thing up there that's the conservatives. Thanks, bro. Thanks. I'm like, but anyway, this video right here, Brandon Carter did like 3 videos, one real long one, and then he kind of broke it down. This is one of the shorter ones. It kind of talked about what's going on. He's going to be talking about Justin Waller a lot, who I know. Um, and let's just listen to what he has to say, bro. And I'll be jumping in, of course, but telling you, man, the red pill ain't going anywhere. Men need help more than ever today. They're starting to see how the game really is played out here, and they can see like, yo, if you ain't careful, you could really get hurt. So the red pill ain't going anywhere, but I think the face of the red pill is going to change. Here we go. Let's check this out.
Over the weekend, there was a gathering, a meeting of the minds. Here's a photograph they post for the Tate brothers, Myron, Sneeko, the homie Justin Waller, Senor Fluentes, and Clavicula. A lot of people are asking why didn't I go? And maybe we'll get into that a little later. I mean, if it's not obvious, I got a really good relationship with Myron. Those of y'all know Myron, Freshman Fit fame. I knew Myron before he was famous. He actually joined my program, High Ticket Trainer, where I teach trainers how to start their online fitness business. And at that time, he was still working for the government. And he wanted to quit doing that. Joined my program. He started making enough money to quit the job. And then he had so much money that he was able to invest in all the podcast equipment. That's why they started off with like really good equipment and all that stuff. Every time I'm on Fresh and Fit, he called me his mentor, and like that. So I've known Myron for a long time before he was even.
Bro, the thing about Myron, like, say what you want about Myron. Like, I don't agree with his politics at all. Like, Myron is ultra right. Like, he's beyond right. I don't know where he is with it, man. It's crazy where he is with it, in my opinion. But the guy's respectful on a one-on-one kind of thing. And he was really savvy the way he moved into social media, working with Brandon Carter, working with Rich Cooper. Like, he joined these different groups, got in there and learned a lot, but more importantly, made the connections, and he said that he was like, yeah, man, I was making a lot of money. I made enough money to quit the government. That was before Fresh and Fit took off. And, Myron invested a lot of money in their equipment up front because he zeroed out his TSP, which is the 401k program basically for government employees. And he invested that money in himself. And you got to give him credit. Like, bro, he took a risk, but it paid off. It paid off. And, you could say the downfall of the Fresh and Fit is Myron's politics, his political views. He got more and more vocal, went out there, started saying what he was saying. And then all the banning came and all that. And then, subscribers fell off. So you lost the older, more mature subscriber who was really enjoyed the content when Fresh and Fit was just about, the modern sexual marketplace, dating, and how men need to really improve and look out and do these kind of things. Those people that came on board initially, folks like me, like, hey, man, and invest tons of money because the message was good. We know the message was needed. And it was just that. Like, you got the girls on the panel, whatever. When they first started with the women on the panel, they actually had sensible women. They had good conversations. They had a couple ratchet girls here and there. It was entertaining. But then that changed into nothing but a train wreck every time they see women down. And it's so hard for them to even get women now because people know what time it is. The only girls going to go on that platform are girls that are looking at Fresh and Fit as a funnel to their OF page or to whatever sex work they might be into or whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? So, but initially, man, it was really good. It was great episodes, great conversations. There was a lot, like, they did the Money Mondays when, they would talk about building credit, buying properties, getting out of debt, how to fix your credit if you messed up, how to save. I mean, they had really good conversations and a very good relationship with with their base, their fan base, and great parties. And, they would have events that was just insane. It was just money coming from everywhere. But I mean, if I got to point to something, I would have to point to, Myron's political views. That really was a turning point for Fresh and Fit. They had some missteps. They did some things, said some things, whatever. They lost subscribers. They got subscribers back. But I think it was the political thing that really messed up. I think the political thing really messed up their base. And then the older guys just started to float away. When you're out there, guys, when you're out there networking, you're dealing with people, especially people who are more established doing their thing. If they see you doing something they don't like, they're just going to float away. They're not going to confront you. They're not going to say anything. They might, bring up something here and there in a private conversation. But once they see the direction that you're going and they don't like that direction, they're just going to walk away. And it doesn't mean that they don't like you. It doesn't mean that you're not friends. I'm cool with Myron. Even like I'm cool with Fresh. There was a thing when I was trying to help them build one of their organizations under the Fresh and Fit umbrella, the city groups. We did a great thing there. We built it up. But again, you guys know, if you know, you know. You don't know, go back and watch the video about the boss. I think it's called The Boss of Bosses Speaks on City Groups, or what happened. And it always boils down to one or two individuals who just mess things up. And, these are learning experiences. But I don't have a problem with Myron or Fresh at all. I just don't. Like, would I do business with Myron and Fresh? I don't know. Individually, maybe. I mean, I would entertain. I would sit down and listen, and then, we would definitely have to structure things out a certain way. But, the way we did it before, would I go back and do that again? Nah, I wouldn't do that. But that's the whole point. It's just like, hey, man, when you're out here doing things, the big money guys, bro, they're not gonna throw a tantrum. They're not gonna say anything. They're simply gonna float away. And a lot of the money that went into the studio came from supporters. People like Black Lemur. Like, he was sending all kind of money, and Myron was taking that money and buying equipment. So they have the best equipment, the best setup I've ever seen on the YouTube front, to be honest with you. What they have rivals broadcast media. Real talk. And then Myron and Fresh are loyal to the people who were there with them from the beginning. So, like, Big Mobiles and all them, Chris, no matter what, they're going to ride with them, and take care of them as best they can. And they've been doing this. So they're making money. They're doing their thing. Rumble is their spot. So, you just got to give them credit for that. But when you look at things like this, and I said all that because I understand where Brandon Carter's coming from. Brandon's like, that's my guy. I'm still cool with Myron. It is what it is. But like Brandon said, I couldn't be there. Like, I couldn't be there. Like, what are you talking about? Somebody gonna get hurt. Nick Fuentes, I couldn't be in the same room with Nick Fuentes, man. That's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Oh, shout out for the super chat. Appreciate it. Ian Simmons, 8826. Thank you very much for the $20 super chat. He's like looking to get their clout up. Yeah, could be. And what's up with you, fam? I see you. Clout's a big thing, bro. And Brandon Carr is gonna get into it, so we're gonna let Brandon get into it, man. But I really believe that the red pill wisdom thing is coming. That's the next phase of this. The kind of questions that Brandon is asking, like, okay, you can do that, but why? And then, the red pill guys are always talking about accountability, being accountable for your actions. Yeah, bro, if you say something, man, somebody might go in your mouth. Somebody might hit you upside the head, bro. And the government can't legally do that. The government can't lock you up. That's your First Amendment right, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. But what if somebody decides to break the law and assault you for what you're saying? As a man, you got to be careful what you say, because somebody might come see. And that's a real thing, bro. That's a real thing.
And letting all his political views. Obviously, I've known the Tates for mad long. Like, we done shit together. I've known them since before they were famous. And I'm probably closest with Justin. I've met Sneeko once. I was on Fresh and Fit, and he was on there, and that was an interesting episode. I never had the pleasure of meeting Clavicular, and I never had the displeasure of meeting Nicholas Senor Fluentes. Justin hit me up the following day after this picture was taken, and he was like, yo, man, wish you was there last night. And I was like, no, I'm super glad I was not. Honestly, had I even been there, I would have probably left once these two came up. And I ain't got no beef with them, and I'm not trying to talk shit about it. It's just not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Like, Clavicular is always saying the N-word like all the time. And I'm not saying you should. Hey, freedom of speech. Say whatever you want to say. I don't like when people in general, this is just my thing, when people in general are just to be edgy. I don't find that cool. Like, if you really mean it, if you stand on it, go for it. All the shit Myron says, I agree with very little what he says. We have a relationship. I'm cool with him, but he means that shit. And maybe he does mean that shit. I don't know. But I get the feeling that he wants to be deliberately edgy. So he's going around saying the N-word, and it's not my cup of tea. Senor Fuentes, his reputation speaks for itself. I would have excused myself had I been there. It's just not my thing. And that's cool. It's just their thing. I'm not even trying to talk shit about them. I'm not an internet beef guy. Y'all know that. If I got beef with somebody, I ain't gonna say nothing on the internet about it. Can't have no evidence.
I told y'all that's a G. That's a real one right there. And he's talking the talk. Right. I get where he's coming from 100%. A lot of people look at me like I'm crazy. Like, man, you cool with Myron? I'm like, I ain't got a problem with Myron. Like, when we had the little fallout, whatever, Myron was extremely respectful to me. So was Fresh. I ain't got a problem with Myron or Fresh. I understand what they're going through, bro. Just imagine for a moment, man. Just imagine. You're doing whatever it is you're doing in life. You're average. You like, let's say you're doing around 60, anywhere between 80 and $120,000 a year, because I'm just guessing. But I think Myron was somewhere around there, especially with overtime when he's working for the government, and law enforcement. And Fresh is working a lot of overtime, in private sector, whatever. So I think Fresh was somewhere between them numbers as well. I don't know. I never really talked to him about it. But imagine going from that to millions in a span of less than 36 months. That's what happened with Myron and Fresh. They had, meteoric success instantly. And bro, shit's gonna happen, man. You're gonna do things, you're gonna say things, you're gonna lock yourself into stuff, and then it becomes how stubborn are you, or where you really are. What Brandon Carter was saying about Myron, the stuff that Myron says, he stands on it. He does. I don't agree with it, the political stuff at all. The dating advice, what's going on in the dating world, I agree with the theories behind what he's talking about. But when it comes into application, I don't move the way he moves. It works for him. And he says that. He tells all the guys, he's like, look, don't do what I do, because you're going to lose more girls than you get. Right? So he's upfront and honest with it. Fresh is out there banging everything that wasn't tied down. Like, he was getting every big booty bitch in Miami. I am not exaggerating. I saw it. I'm sitting there watching him work like, damn, like, this dude really knows what he's doing. And then, like, the money and the clout and the access for Fresh, major. And those two coming together, man, it was like the perfect pairing for what they were doing, and it went great. Again, they got people like Brandon Carter they're cool with, Mr. Organic, another dude who came up the hard way, and now he's chilling. They know these people, and these are real dudes. These are real dudes coming from like where we come from. But then they're also dealing with the Patrick Bet-Davids, and they're dealing with the George Gammons, and they're dealing with the Rich Coopers, and they're dealing with money people as well. So they were able to blend these bubbles that don't normally touch. And bro, they were doing good shit. They were going good shit. You know what I mean? Let's catch up with the chats real quick, man. We got Mandrell in the building. Oh man, let me get caught up on my thing. We got Mandrell in the building. What's good, fam? Man, we think the government can't lock us up, facts, but they'll lock you up anything whenever they want. That is a fact, bro. Fact. So when they do come for you and they put them cuffs on you, be nice. Be nice. So they'll charge you with a misdemeanor instead of charging you with a felony. Yeah, we got more on that later. Not in this broadcast, but later on down the road, I got a story to tell y'all. So it is what it is. We got Brother Jack Black in the building, man. 5382 is like, at the end of the day, the taste lost all respect from the followers. Comment section doesn't lie. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're gonna get into that. we're gonna get into that. He's from Chi-Town, bro. He is a G, man. Like, he came out of Chicago and like via New York doing this thing, man. Again, I give a lot of respect to Brandon Carter, man. I really think that Brandon Carter is gonna be one of the go-tos in this red pill wisdom phase that I think that the manosphere is headed to.
Play that shit in court, right? So like, I ain't got no beef with nobody here. Justin is like a real good friend. I got a great relationship with Myron. We've been close. We've been friends. I've been mad cool with the tapes for mad long. I'm probably the closest with Justin. I text Justin the next day. I'm glad I wasn't there. And then I played this video, and you're also gonna see the ramifications from it. They were in the van dancing to that Kanye West song, HH. I'm from Chicago. Born and raised. Kanye West is from Atlanta. Let's not forget that. Claim Chicago. That brother's from Atlanta. I'm from Chicago. Anyway, they were dancing and singing to his song. Hey, that's cool. That's their thing. Hey, get freedom of speech. Say what you want. I would excuse myself, and that's cool. But here's the ramifications from that,
Streamers Sneeko and Clavicular, Nick Fuentes, and the Fresh and Fit podcast hosts are getting banned from the Miami nightlife scene for playing Ye's anti-Semitic song in the club. Yes, that is a real sentence. Complex on Jordan Rose and the faces of the manosphere had been barred by several
Yeah, it was this part. I'd have been like, hey. And here's the thing about Myron. Myron knows that I don't share his same political views. He's like super respectful of that. Like he doesn't go on his wild shit when I'm on the podcast. When he's been here on my podcast, he doesn't do that. Right. And it's not that he can or I'm forcing him not to, just out of respect. That's something that I think gets lost with all the manosphere stuff. I think a lot of times people conflate, or a lot of guys in the manosphere, and I'm not talking shit about these guys or anyone, just in general, as a broad statement, they conflate cruelty with masculinity. Like,
that's a fact. That's one of the first things I noticed. There's an element to cruelty out here in the manosphere, which is dangerous for most of the dudes who are just in the manosphere trying to figure it out. Because I'm here to tell you, if you're a young guy out there, and I don't care what color you are, but if you're a young dude out here and you don't understand how the real world works, I mean the world outside in them trenches, and you say the wrong thing to the wrong person at the right time, bro, you're going to have yourself an issue. And no one is going to be able to help you in that moment. Right? Because I know I've had this conversation with a lot of guys like, well, I'll say what I want to say. And again, if you're a white guy and you want to say the N-word, or, you a black guy, but you in like a big old gay area and you want to say the F word, you need to understand something, bro. Gay men are men, right? They got testosterone, same bone density as you do. And a lot of them dudes know how to fight, man. They've been fighting their whole life because they've been struggling with whatever it is they're struggling with. Because they didn't, I'm telling you, they came out at some point trying to hide that identity, having to deal with that. So you run up across a dude, you know what I'm saying? One of them down low dude types, like in Atlanta somewhere, or LA or DC and Miami. You say the wrong thing at the right time, bro, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a real problem. And these young guys don't understand that. Like, bro, like I could just say what I want. And then next thing you know, they're getting beat viciously. And they're sitting there like, what happened? I don't know. Why are you doing this? Help. Like, help. Like, that's what happens, bro. So whenever I talk to these guys, I'm like, y'all need to understand that. And there was one dude I was talking to in particular, man, like this young cat. I mean, he was trying to get real fly. So I grabbed him, threw him up against the wall, right? And I held him there. And I'm like, you see what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna help you. Look around the room. Everybody looking. Ain't nobody gonna stop me right now. Think about that. And I just wanted to show you that. That's how it happens, bro. And he's just like, oh, he didn't understand. He didn't try anything. His body kind of went limp. He was just up against the wall. I didn't hurt him. It wasn't assault, but it was a teachable moment. I wanted to show him, like, bro, this is how it happens, man. This is how it happens. This is how people wind up in the hospital or worse. And he sat down. He was like, man, thank you. Thank you. And ever since then, he called me Unc. Appreciate that, Unc. I'm like, look, I'm not saying don't do what you want to do. I'm just saying be prepared for what could happen to you. Understand, you need to know who's in the room. So like you said about like Nick Fuentes, bro, I can't go into a room with Nick Fuentes. It ain't going to happen. All right? I've met Sneeko before. I know Myron. I know Fresh. I know Fresh very well. Right? I've met Justin Waller. I know him. We have mutual friends outside of this bubble. And what Brandon is saying is true, man. They cool people. They cool people, bro. But for whatever reason, man, and it could be the clout thing. It could be they forget that the camera's on. I don't know. But they go out here and they wild out. You know what I mean? Now, someone like Justin, he can handle himself, bro. Dude played D1 football, man. The guy's a cowboy. Like he ain't worried about a fight. The Tates, I met Andrew Tate before. I've never met his brother Tristan, but I've met Andrew. Great conversation, very polite, very, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, these dudes know how to fight. Hell, we know Andrew could take an ass kicking. We just saw that. You know what I'm saying? So when you out here as a young guy, you young dudes or some of you older dudes who forget, understand, man, like the First Amendment, yeah, we got our Bill of Rights. That's cool. but that's not gonna save you in the moment. You say the wrong thing. You just what you gonna scream? First Amendment and hope the dude stops beating you? Don't work that way, man. It just don't work that way. Let's continue.
To be masculine, you got to be cruel now. You got to be deliberately mean or offensive. Now, it makes sense if you are an internet personality, right? Because I get it. Human beings are always going to do what they feel is in their best self-interest, right? So a lot of times they're going to say stuff and act crazy and do whatever they can to get, more views. And it works out well for them. Like, they are to monetize it. Like, all these guys make tons of money streaming. That's their prerogative. Like, I'm not even making a judgment call about that, right? On a personal level, I think you can be masculine without being mean. That's just my thing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why this is controversial, but I feel like what I'm about to say is controversial. I feel as if you can not be a fan of the behavior of a government, like the Israeli government, and not hate all Jewish people. Like, that's my stance, right? Like, I don't like a lot of shit the Chinese government does, but I'm super cool with most Chinese people I meet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not compelled to conflate the two. A lot of people are, whatever. Freedom of speech is there.
This is what I'm talking about, man. This brother's on a next level, right? Like, this is the real consciousness that people need to understand. Like, Americans just don't even know how to think. They just don't, bro. Like what he said about the Israeli government and the Israeli people and the Chinese Communist Party and their people. I agree 100%. Now, I've been to China. I'm never going back. I don't like China. I definitely don't like the Chinese Communist Party, but hey, I've been to the wall, saw the Great Wall, I've been to Shanghai, you know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what? Cool. The people in China, when I was there, this was back in 2016, hey, bro, it was boiling over, man. If they had weapons, boy, it wouldn't be no CCP. I'm here to tell you, the people in China is ready to get it in. It wouldn't be no CCP, man. They're not happy with what's going on over there. And they had some horrific fire, residential fire. They burned like 2 or 3 towers. A lot of people got hurt. A lot of people lost their lives. And then that was it. I didn't hear anything else about it. That's how the CCP gets down. You know what I mean? Like, the people in China aren't happy with their government. One day, it's gonna blow up. That thing about Clav taking over being a red pill, that dude's too weird, in my opinion, man. That dude's too weird. I've never met him. This Looks Max thing, I'm gonna do a separate video on that. Looks Maxine, bro. Like that kid is too weird, bro. He's out there, bro. Like, he is the equivalent of the dumb blonde. Like, oh my God, girl. Like, looks, he's really moving in a female way. I'm not trying to say anything about sexuality. I'm not, but if you're a man and you believe that your looks is all you need, you just have to have looks, you got the game fucked up. Because being a handsome man is almost worthless, bro. What can you get out of that? You can smash, but what can you get out of that? What is that going to get you? A beautiful woman, or just a woman with average looks and a great personality, can get herself in a situation where she's the wife of a billionaire. That doesn't work for men. That a billionairess is not going to marry some dude because he's cute. She wants a billionaire. Hypergamy is still a thing. So, man, that's just crazy. Miss AKA ladies in the building. What's good, sis? Yo, sis, I was just about to shoot you a DM. I still haven't read your review, but I'm gonna read it today. I apologize, but I have kind of been busy. I've been doing a lot, and I'm like, I gotta read that. So I do appreciate it. And I know you were worried about something in your review that you thought I might take the wrong way. Don't worry, whatever it is, it's fine. I ain't tripping. And I don't want you to think like, oh, he mad. I ain't mad. I ain't mad at all. You know what I mean? We got GMC Hammer in the building. What's good, fam? Say they don't like dudes that look like us. The Chinese people, when I was there, I was with a group of people. Y'all know I move with, the one percenters. So I'm over there with them. And we were in a group and we had, everything taken care of, bro. We had like private tour guides, special vehicles. We had people with us. But when we interacted with just the normal folk, like Chinese people, man, they were cool. They were very curious. They knew, like, all right, who are these people? Right? These are Westerners, obviously. You know what I mean? Black people. It was an NFL guy with us. It was, you know what I mean? It was like, all of us there. I mean, even the women in our group were tall. You know what I mean? So it was like everyone, the majority of the group was over 6 feet. It was like 2 people in the group that were under 6 feet, like 2 of the girls, but everybody else, including the other women, were 6 feet and taller. athletes and all that. So they were really curious, and they treated us like celebrities, bro, because to them it was different. Um, it was surreal. Like, to, you know what I mean? I only had one negative interaction with a guy. It was like we were back in this little area going to some tea house where we had to kind of go through like a bazaar type area to get there. And the guy said something to me in English, and I was like, no. But then he was like, gave me a dirty look or whatever, bro. And I'm, you know, right away, my programming clicks. And I'm ready to deal with this guy. Then, you know, I'm like, hold on, I'm in China. I ain't doing nothing. Like, I ain't doing nothing. I'm just like, I'm staying with my group. And we had people in our group, like, who knows what happened to that dude, man? Somebody probably from the CCP probably snatched him up because they saw the whole thing. There's cameras everywhere over there, bro. This was back in 2016, man. You can't do nothing over there without it being seen by somebody. Like, America is just getting on board with that, but over there it's been a thing. So, China was different. You know what I mean? China was different. But let's get back to the video.
Prerogative. I'm just telling you where I stand.
From entering their establishments after a video went viral this weekend of the crew requesting and getting a DJ at Vendome nightclub in Miami to play the band's Ye song on stream. They were also playing the song in their Sprinter van as they arrived at the club, with Myron from the Fresh and Fit podcast throwing up salutes. Miami Beach Mayor Stephen Meaner told a local Miami news station that he and the city board are disgusted with the video and that the club would allow it to happen in the first place. Miami Beach commissioners mirrored similar sentiments. Vendome released a statement reading, quote, "The venue and hospitality group do not condone anti-Semitism."
You know what? And here's the thing. This is another thing that kind of just confuses me about the praise for the H dude. This is a Brandon thing. I'm not making judgment on anyone. This is just where my mind goes. He killed Americans too. Like, you know, like Americans fought in the war. They was the ops. And I'm an American first. Even if you don't like the people of that race, I'm still not fucking with the ops. You know what I'm saying? We had to go over there and fuck them up. Like, they was the ops. Just that alone is enough reason for me not to like shout them out. But, you know, whatever, man. You guys, freedom of speech. They can do whatever they want. I'm not making a judgment call. I'm just telling you my stance.
Some hate speech and prejudice of any kind. It goes on to say the nightclub has fired 3 people involved with the incident and that the streamers are permanently banned from the club. Sneeko went on stream last night after a release statement by promoters he's body group in the country because of this incident.
Yo, so it's not just Miami. It sounds better than Miami, but from what we know so far, it's all the hospitality groups on Earth. At least like the Earth I care about, the United States, right? That's fucked up. As somebody who likes restaurants, you know, someone who's a restaurateur or a foodie, if you will, that would have been a harsh blow to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. I love a good steak. You know what I'm saying? I might go to town just because I can. It's like Sneeko, like, damn, man, wish you had some of this mahi-mahi, huh? Anyway, I'm just fucking around. All right. You know.
Yo, that's real talk right there, man. If you're a networker, bro, especially a top tier networker, and you can't go into these places, you're not going to be able to really network. That's really going to affect your ability to network at the highest level. Right? If you can't get into Dirty French, if you can't get into the tea room, if you can't get into, you know, Mamos, if you can't get into like Tao, if you can't get into these places, Komodo, bro, it's like, and the same groups own, all these places are owned by like 2 or 3 of the same groups. So, you know, like all the top restaurants in New York, LA, and Miami are owned by the same groups. So if, let's say that someone wanted to invite Myron or any of those groups, Sneeko or whoever, into Soho, right? You can't. And it doesn't matter which Soho it is. Vegas, Miami, LA, it don't New York. It don't matter. London, you ain't getting in. So that really hurts your ability to earn, bro. Like that's, and again, I'm a foodie as well, man. I love fine dining. It would break my heart if I couldn't get in there and, you know, I can't get in the Carbone. Are you serious? I can't come into Carbone's, I can't get a little bit of nothing.
Banned from every single hospitality group in the United States.
Like what?
Tao Group, Good Hospitality, H-Root Group, virtually every restaurant.
Let's just take a moment and find out what that entails. Let's go to Gemini, or should we go to ChatGPT, a Jewish, and Gronk can tell us the real shit. What restaurants are owned by Tao Group? Shout out to David, man. I'm gonna be at Poppy Steak. R.I.P. to the homies. I'm gonna order that $1,000 steak just cause. Let's find out what restaurants and shit they're banned from. Miami, New York, Las Vegas, the best cities. All right. So these motherfuckers can't go to Komodo, Geico, Poppy's.
Komodo is Fresh's spot. No one's talked about Fresh throughout all this. I think he might have skated because he wasn't in those videos. He was there. They got an event on because of Fresh. Wherever they went, it was because Fresh had to connect because that guy networks like a big champ. He knows what he's doing. Master networker. So I think it's good that his name didn't come up. Is Myron is taking the heat, which is cool. And here's the thing you guys probably didn't know, but Myron is already banned from a lot of spots in Miami because of all his anti-Jewish talk, like all the anti-Semitic stuff that he talks about. Bro, they've already banned him at a lot of places. We were, one of the last times I was kicking it with him, we were down there and Myron couldn't get in. They thought, well, would you try to slide in? Won't nobody know? Like, bro, they knew. They came right down like, dude can't come in. Everybody else, y'all good, but dude can't come in. We're talking VIP bottles, bro. There was a lot of money being spent that night, and they would not let Myron in. So this ain't nothing new to him, but this would devastate Fresh, bro. Devastate Fresh.
Steak. This is my girl's favorite restaurant. Casadonna, Swan and Bar, baby. We might have to check that one out. They can't go to Strawberry Moon. I don't know what that's it. The Key. Let's go. Tao, man. I love Tao, man. Ooh, these are a lot of restaurants, man. They can't go to. Yeah, Beauty and Essence. That's a good one. Delilah, damn. The Nice Guy. I don't know what that is. These some good restaurants, man. They gonna be eating barbecue and tacos indefinitely.
Every restaurant, every venue, every nightclub, you're pretty much banned for your anti-Semitic remarks and your absolute racism and your hatred towards Jews.
The thing about this moment is that it's not an isolated incident.
Oh, you know what? It's not just that. Let's check out the nightclubs. Name all the nightclubs. I wonder if they got banned on Uber Eats too. Man, motherfuckers gonna be Uber eating Yellowtail from Tao. Oh shit, motherfuckers can't go to Live, Story, the Komodo Lounge, Live Beach, ooh, the Marquee. All right, man, there's a lot of nightclubs. These motherfuckers gonna be in country bars, man. You go see Sneeko line dancing, eating barbecue.
This is a known and vocal racist and anti-Semite. Myron from the Fresh and Fit podcast visits college campuses to spread hate speech. The new kid Clavicular has made it his brand to be edgy by degrading women based on their appearance, somewhat similar to the Tate brothers, and Sneeko's controversial content got him banned from YouTube and Twitch. This incident is also a reminder that despite the internal work Kanye appears to be doing right now to right his wrongs and mend bridges with the Jewish community, the hate that he spread will live forever on the internet and can still be co-opted by like these.
Yeah, so there's that. I haven't talked to Justin since that news dropped. But I definitely told Justin, yeah, I'm glad I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I like a lot of those restaurants. I've been to a lot of those nightclubs. You know what I'm saying? Now I just feel like it's time to go back just to fuck with the homies. Hit them back. Hey man, I'm gonna bring you back a doggy bag. Them motherfuckers gonna be a Longhorn Steakhouse, TJI Fridays. Here's something I want you guys to know. These guys are gonna be fine. Clav is making a ton of money streaming and shit on Kick. Fresh and Fit, they doing well. They've made a lot of money. You know the vibes. Andrew just got $20 million. That fight, they're gonna be fine. Nick Fuentes is, I don't really keep up with dude, man, but I'm sure Senor Fuentes is gonna be fine. Sneeko, I don't know what he got going on. I think he's streaming, doing this thing. And Sneeko's a smart guy. He'll figure out. See, here's the thing. You guys remember cancel culture, like 2016, 2018, when they started canceling everybody, all these marginalized groups who felt like they were victims for such a long time. They started to get power and started speaking out, and people started getting canceled, and they started getting deplatformed. And during Gay Month, every logo was the gay logo, right? And it became cancel culture, and hyper wokeness became like the norm. Y'all remember that time? Remember them times? Like we're talking pre-Trump. They kind of went to war on like toxic masculinity, or what they viewed as toxic masculinity. a lot of people, they felt like their free speech was being infringed upon. They felt like they were being victimized, right? Now, one thing about that, I fucking hate when people say free speech during times like this, right? Because the First Amendment just means you won't go to jail. You won't be put in prison, prosecuted for what you say. There's still consequences, right? Like if you come into my crib, call my girl a hoe, call me a bitch, start calling Nima all types of words, I'ma fuck you up, right? The First Amendment ain't gonna be able to save you from that. I digress. Well, what happened?
I told y'all he a G, and that's what I was talking about earlier, right? It ain't gonna be able to save you. People need to learn how to think. And, you know, there are people out here outside right now in the trenches that will hold you accountable for your actions right then and there. They ain't gonna wait. They ain't gonna tell nobody, I'm telling on you, or I'm gonna go do a video and we gonna cancel you. Like, nah, bro, they gonna beat your ass on the spot. And that ain't just black folks. That's white folks. I know Italians, Armenians, Ethiopians, Jamaicans, right? Koreans, Vietnamese, Thai. Boy, they'll wear you out, bro. On the spot. He wear you out. And then the whole community, which is their community, if you Hell's Kitchen somewhere, there's a bunch of Italians standing around. Ain't nobody saying nothing to the police. If you're in Koreatown in LA and some Korean beat you up, ain't nobody saying nothing to the police. Right? Is there video? Plenty of cameras, but that's owned by the Koreans. They going, oh, something must have happened. Camera wasn't on. It was malfunctioning. We don't have anything for you, officer. Sorry. That's what's going to happen. And I ain't going to lie to you. I understand it.
Was the people were feeling they felt like they were being victimized by this, right? This is something I call the victim bully cycle. They were being bullied. We all were kind of being bullied by the hyper woke culture and the cancel culture. Like I felt it too, to a certain extent. You know, what happens is at some point the victims rise up, because that's what happened with woke. Like cancel culture and hyper wokeism came because those people felt like they were being bullied. I mean, they were victims, and they rose up. They overplayed their hand a little bit, and they started to become the bullies. The cancel culture started bullying everybody. Now, everybody who felt like there was a victim of cancel culture or a victim of hyper wokeism, they wanted to rise up. And now what we're seeing is the rise of anti-wokeism. And we've been seeing this for a while, you know, and it was First Amendment. I can say whatever I want to say. What's happening is, I really believe this is happening, and this is an example of it. Now they're becoming the bullies, and they're overplaying their hands. See, the way the bully victim cycle works is a group feels like they're being oppressed to a certain extent. They rise up, start bullying, they overplay their hand, and they become the victims again. And this cycle keeps repeating itself. We're at the point where the people who felt like they were victims of cancel culture are becoming the bullies. This is how you get white guys going around saying the N-word just cuz. I can say whatever I want, freedom of speech. Totally true, bro. You can say whatever you want, and it's fine. I can say whatever I want too. Do I have to be an asshole? Right, that's all I'm gonna say. And these guys can do whatever they want. I'm not trying to diss them. I'm just talking to you as the viewer. Do you have to be an asshole just because cancel culture is over? Does that mean you should be a fucking dick? You get what I'm saying? When I saw Tucker Carlson kind of like pressing Pierce Morgan, and he was saying, yo, man, say the F word. Yo, just say it, man. I can say it. It's fun. And Pierce was like, yeah, I can say it. I don't want to. And like, you can't say it. I can, man. Freedom of speech. Blah, blah, blah. I'm American, man. F word. And it was like, yeah, but why though? Like, why? Like, what do you get out of that? If you know it's going to deliberately fuck somebody up, like make somebody feel bad, why? What?
I'll tell you why, brother Brandon. Because people our age, older people, couldn't say it before without getting wrecked. Now they can say it with all these cameras, and they're like, you know what? I probably won't get beat up because don't nobody want to go to jail. You gotta understand though, sometimes there are people out there who are like, you know what? I'm gonna tear you up, bro. I don't even care about the jail part. And some total stranger might come and bail them out, and you never know who else is gonna come around, right? But like you said, it's a cycle, right? The bullied become bullies, and then they become victims again, and then they get some power, and then they become bullies again. And it's just a cycle that kind of goes around and around and around. So I get where he's coming from. And we got Brother Pitney in the building. What's good, fam? To be honest with you, I'm not surprised to see Brandon Carter, release this critique. And he's done, it's like 3 videos out there that I've seen. It might be more. I'm not surprised to see this critique because it goes against who he is. Brandon Carter, like if you really like watch his content, and I haven't talked to him yet. I look forward to the day I get to sit down and have a conversation with the brother. We'll probably have over a nice meal, to be honest with you. You know me, I'm like, hey, let's meet at Mr. Child's. You know what I mean? Get some chicken satay, bro. So there's some Mr. Child noodles and some Beijing chicken. But anyway, he tells stories of how when he was growing up, he was the guy that would defend those who couldn't defend themselves. So he would see someone getting bullied, and he would walk up to the person doing the bullying. They're like, why don't you try that with me? And then beat that dude up. Right. So he was that guy. So this, I'm not surprised to see him actually come out and say it. He's respectful with this critique. He's not going crazy. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure if the camera wasn't on, his critique of Nick Fuentes would be way different. So would mine. Right. So I get where it's coming from, but good to see you, bro. I'm glad you're here. Miss AKA lady, appreciate the compliments, sis. You know what I mean? He called me a great writer. I'm still new. I still got my training wheels on, but I'm trying to do a little something. I got the ebooks done, and I'm actually working on a traditional hardcover. Actually, I'm going to do 2 books. The first one is going to be some red pill stuff, obviously, but it's going to be an expansion of all those ebooks. Each ebook is actually a chapter in the book that I'm working on. I just condensed it and put it out there. But I'm also going to do a book about my experience here in America as a Black man coming from Cincinnati, Ohio, like the mean streets of Avondale, Bond Hill, Kennedy Heights, and the Faye. I want to talk about how I got from there to where I am today. So I'm actually working on both books at the same time, and people are like, you're not supposed to do that. I guess I didn't know any better. I just didn't know any better. But yeah, man, he's still cool with everybody, bro. He's still cool with Myron. Myron doesn't have a problem with this. I don't think Fresh have a problem with this. I guarantee you'll see Myron and Fresh on his platform again. He's had Myron and Fresh in his home. So it just, hey man, if you really cool with someone and they tell you when you out of pocket, like you out of bounds, that shouldn't affect your friendship. And if it does, then y'all really weren't cool in the first place. Right? Y'all were just associates, and then you ain't lost nothing. Don't mean nothing. So they still cool. They still cool. It was like that story earlier. Was it a white boy who was trying to say it? It was a white boy. The story I was talking about earlier when I grabbed the dude up. Yeah, he wanted to say it. He didn't say it. It's a long story. He wanted to say it. He didn't say it until I walked away. But when I came back, I heard him say it. He didn't know I was standing there. So I had the conversation with him like, hey, man, this is why you shouldn't do this or that. And that's when he decided to double down and get big, want to, blah, 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 say whatever. He wanted to kind of act tough, but he was really just acting mean. And again, I wasn't upset and I wasn't mad. Like I wasn't really going to beat him up. I just wanted to snatch him up real quick just to bring the point home. Who's going to help you now? Type thing. Like when someone grabs you, bro, it's like, oh, you in that moment. What are you going to do? You're going to call the police? Then I'm just going to beat you until the police get here. What are you going to do? You're going to call your friends? Your friends are over there watching because they told you not to do it too. I got a couple stories like that. I had a story in LA. Same scenario. It was a dude I didn't know that was saying this in LA. We were in Sherman Oaks, which really shocked me that this was going on. He kept saying the N-word. Damn, this must have been 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. I'm with a couple beautiful women. He kept saying this loud enough for us to hear, kept backing into me. Like, we're sitting at the bar. So he kept hitting me, like backing into me. So finally I had to turn around and I just talked to him. It's him and his 2 friends. And I said, hey, bro, I don't know you. You don't know me. But you got one more time to bump into me. And if I hear you drop the N-word again, it's on. I didn't care about the video cameras, bro. I didn't want to do anything because the spot we were in was cool. I wanted to come back. But he understood. He stopped. And his friends were telling him like, bro, what's wrong with you? And they left. 3 of them. And it was just me. But I'm just saying, bro, a lot of these guys, they do this stuff because they can. Old boy, Tucker Carlson was doing this stuff because he can. And there's a lot of people who are just hateful people. They like seeing it, and that's where the clicks are gonna come from. But you know, Tucker Carlson, bro, he's walking around in the real world. He's afraid, bro. He got his head on a swivel. You're gonna talk tough like that, man. You gotta be ready for it. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna keep it moving. I respect the bald-headed dudes with the red suspenders and the jump boots on. I respect them because they stand on it. They tatted on their face. They about that life. And they already know, like, if you catch me, you catch me. But guess what? If we catch you, or if I catch you, I caught you. I got more respect for those people who stand on it than those people who hide and say what they say and then want to hide behind society and hide behind the laws and all that kind of stuff, man. That's just my personal take on that. But that's why they say it. Brandon's like, why would they say it? Because they can. Because they know if you do something to you, they're going to use the court system against you. They're going to use law enforcement against you, and then they're going to sue you. So, I mean, I think that when you pay the penalty for saying those kind of things, I think it should be caps. Like, all right, you got arrested, you pay your bill, you go to jail, whatever, you do your thing. And then that should be the end of it. You shouldn't be able to, like, you can't sue them, or something like that. I don't know. We have to think about that and talk about that more at another date. But I just think men should be held. I think men should be allowed to rough other men up. I think that should be a thing. You shouldn't be able to, like, put them in the grave. You shouldn't be able to, like, really destroy them. But, I think two men, in a standard bout of fisticuffs, I think that's fine. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I mean, it is what it is, bro. That's the society we in, man. Like, these dudes say what they say, and like, they don't keep saying it until, they have to face the consequences. It is what it is. They still had to push back. Please get to my review. I'm going to read your review, says today. Promise you. I'm going to read it this evening. I got to take my daughter to her mom's. I'm going to come back. I'm going to read the review. And then I think I'm doing a podcast with Glenn Lawrence tonight. But let's get back to this. I want to finish this.
What do you get out of that? Like, that's the one part I don't understand. It's almost as if, like, anti-wokeism has been conflated with cruelty.
Yes.
It's like, I don't understand why you got to be like that. And here's the thing. When you overplay your hand, you become the victim. At some point, this is a quick example of it. Yeah, you can say whatever you want. You got to go around praising the leader of Germany in World War II, right? You got to fucking sing songs about it and get super hype about it and then post it. You can, but do you got to? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can say all types of shit, but do I have to? I'm being careful because I got relationships with a lot of those guys. It's just, I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to you. Let's say I wanted to send my son to, like, a big private school. They're really, really good and super expensive. We interviewed a bunch of different private schools. They were all ranged between 10 and 20 grand a year, right? For second grade. They interview the kids, and then they interview the parents too. They look into the parents' background. So I want you to ask yourself this question. If you get influenced, like, man, I want to be like Klavicki, or I want to be edgy, I'm going to start saying the N-word just cause. Because I don't even think that kid is racist, man. Like, I don't believe that. I believe he's doing it just to be edgy, and it's working for him. He's getting mad views. He's going viral. I'm not even trying to diss him. I'm talking about you. You got a digital footprint of you being edgy during this particular time where you can get away with it with impunity. Is it in that school's best interest to let your kid in that school? Or let's say you're not a motherfucking famous streamer, but you still out here influenced by them, and you being a dick just cause you saying wild shit on the internet. Is it in that an employer's best interest to hire you? Because you got to remember, humans are going to do what they feel like is in their best interest. You can pretty much count on that. Is it in that company's best interest to hire you? You know what I'm saying? Let's say you got some strong feelings towards a group or something, and you go on the internet voicing that shit. You start making YouTubers about it, TikToks and Reels and shit. You voicing your opinion against some group, right? The fuck is that going to do? Is that going to change anything at all? No, nigga. No, it's not going to change nothing. It's the equivalent of conscious rap music. You ever hear that? It's self-indulgent. It does nothing. The world ain't never changed because of no conscious rap music. And internet activism has never changed no fucking policy, right? You think about all these guys going around debating college students and saying stuff online. Name a policy that has been changed because of that. You go on railing against the Jews. What did that do? You think Benjamin Netanyahu was watching your goddamn Twitter feed thinking, man, you know what? Such and such with no fucking profile pic said this. Guys, let's change our policy in the region. It accomplishes nothing. I'm not really sure what people are trying to accomplish when they do this. Take that back. I am sure what they're trying to accomplish. Views, because they can monetize the views. But if you're not a professional internet streamer and you're not a content creator on Kick or Rumble where you can say anything, does it benefit you? And I really want you to think about that. I'm talking to you. I'm not talking about these guys. I'm talking straight up to you, because I see a lot of people echoing a lot of these sentiments. I legit fear for you guys. I really fear that you guys are going to go out here into the world, you know, when you're adults, or maybe you're adults now, and then you're going to have a hard time because of some of the shit y'all said and did on the internet during this time. And you weren't able to like get jobs or send your kids to the schools you want to send them to, or maybe even get into some of you guys are super young, maybe get into the colleges you want to get into, because you were out here talking super crazy. Or you can be like the homies who can't even get into the restaurants they used to like. It's a shame for y'all. They're going to be fine. Will you be fine? Now, the only way you can be super fine is if you got your own business. You're in luck, because this.
And we're going to let this play because this is the pitch for his business, and I think you should check it out. He's actually having a free seminar tomorrow talking about Brandon Carter. But did y'all hear those words? And I didn't want to jump in while he was saying it. I believe that's the future of the red pill message. I think the red pill message is going to shift to a red pill wisdom type of thing, where you have people like Brandon Carter and Rich Cooper. You know, you, like I said, all other names I named before, you're going to have your DL Saints out there. This is going to be just sit back and say, hey, man, this is what you're doing. You got some kid out here who's, 16, 17, 18 years old and was on some sneako wildness and saying all these negative things about Jewish people, all these negative things about black people, all these negative things about women. It's out there. And then this kid is going to be mad because he can't get into the University of Ohio, like Ohio State. He can't get into Ohio University. He can't get into University of Cincinnati. He can't get into Miami-Dade College because they scrub your social media profile. They go and they look. They're out there like, oh, no, we can't have you, son. We can't have you. Like, no, you can't come to this school. Right. So now you're looking at, well, what school can I go to? Well, maybe you can get into Harvard or Yale if mommy and daddy is willing to cough up the money, maybe. Right. But how do you fix that? You might be wrecking yourself because you think it's cool. You're trying to be whatever you're trying to be. You think it's cool at the time, you just a kid, but it ain't gonna look at that. You're like, oh, he's just a kid. And like, that's a person we don't want around us. Right. That's the fallout. That's the price you pay to sit there at a table full of people and call them negative racial stereotypes to their face or whatever. That's what happens. Right. And that guy, the looks Maxine guy, we're gonna get into his story, bro. That's a weirdo, homie. 100% weird. 100% weird. 100%. Like the stuff that he does to himself. Insane. And I think the kid's like 20 years old. 20 years old, but he's making money. I think he will make some money in the short term, but I think long term, bro, people just gonna see how weird he is. All right, go back and watch the video. Let's finish this up.
Sunday, I'm doing a live training where I show you how to grow your online fitness business using AI. Myron was able to start the podcast because I taught him how to grow his online fitness business, right? He was working for the government and he joined my program. He was able to quit his job. Said, you know what? Because they were trying to tell him he can't say the shit he's saying and be on the internet and work for the government, which makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
He can work for ICE now, though. Hey.
Especially that was during the Obama administration, right? But then what happened was he made enough money. He said, fuck it, I'm going to do my own thing. And you see, it's working out pretty well for him. We're taking it to another level. I'm going to show you how to start your online fitness business using AI to grow your following. I'm showing you how to use AI to get more clients and how you can train your clients with AI so it saves you time while they still get amazing results. Hit the link in the description. Sign up for the free training. It's going to be live this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss out, man. I'm going to break down all the game, answer all your questions. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Sunday the 25th of January. So, hey, man, shout out to the homie. That's the G right there. Miss AKA lady, she got it. Like, yeah, you can definitely do ICE. Like, ICE is hiring anybody right now, bro. Like, it's crazy what ICE is doing, guys. It's crazy what they're doing. So, I'm gonna leave it there. I have a valuetainment video lined up that it was Andrew Tate talking to Patrick Bet-David. Adam was there. Vinny was there. I haven't watched the whole thing, but this was Andrew Tate talking about what happened that night. I think I'm gonna maybe do that later on tonight or tomorrow. We'll do that video, but it's linked in the description below if you want to check it out and you want to skip ahead, guys, because there will be a test. You better get your number 2 pencils ready, guys. It will be a test. Do they even have number 2 pencils anymore in school? No, they don't. My daughter goes to school with pens and a tablet. So everything's online now. But I really believe that the red pill isn't going anywhere. It's out there for clicks and whatnot, but I think that the red pill message is going to shift. It's going to be more of a red pill wisdom thing, and guys are going to still be looking for answers to these situations they just don't understand, like what's going on out here in Dayton. They don't get it. They need help, and they're going to be able to get that help. You know, folks like even the Tates. When you look at Andrew Tate, he has definitely softened his message for now. Don't know why. Like in this, there's a video about it. Like they're kind of watching Andrew Tate, and it's like, bro, he won't even talk about Israel. He's out here really trying to change up his image, his brand. If I were Andrew, I would have just sat down and just disappeared for a while. I wouldn't come to America and do what he wound up doing, going out with Sneeko. You go anywhere with Sneeko, Nick Fuentes, and Myron, bro, you know some shit's gonna pop off. Even if they don't do it, somebody's gonna do something. Something's gonna pop off. Someone's gonna say something. It might end up in some real drama. It is what it is, bro. So if you go out with them at night to South Beach, bro, something's gonna pop off unless it's a private party. They could have just had a private party. They started their private party. They could have did a boat thing. There's so many other things they could have done. Right? So many other things they could have done. But Tate is sitting there, you know, there's video out there where Sneeko's like, oh, they're throwing me under the bus and this and that. Like, you can't be around people that you know gonna wild out at a moment's notice. It was a lightweight crash out by Sneeko, Myron, and the guys. You're gonna do all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean, with the HH and all that. You can expect backlash. They didn't think it was gonna be this big, but hey, it was. You got the mayor of Miami coming out talking about you. All of the major groups out here, entertainment groups, restaurant groups, have banned you. Myron don't go to nice restaurants. We went to Mr. Child once, took Myron. He's still mad at me about that. Probably one of the best meals he ever ate in his life, but he just didn't like the portions, thought it was too small. He didn't like the price, thought it was too much. I'm like, quit being cheap. Quit being cheap. Fresh loved it. Fresh absolutely loved it. Like I'm saying, Mr. Child is one of the best, you know, dining experiences I've ever had. And you can go to, I think it was 7 of them now on the planet. So, you know, 2 in New York, 1 in LA, 1 in Vegas, 1 in Miami, 1 in London, and I think they opened 1 in somewhere in the Middle East. I want to say Bahrain. I want to say they opened 1 in Bahrain. I could be wrong. I got to check that. That's the newest one to my knowledge. But yeah, there are 7 Mr. Childs on the planet. Pick one. Have yourself a good time. Brother Penny was like, he's like, one of my criticisms about the red pill space is the tendency for people involved to go down unrelated rabbit holes. The space started talking about dating, then somehow shifted to geopolitics. Facts. And I told that to Myron and Fresh long time ago. I'm like, bro, if y'all just stick to this, you just stick to dating. You guys will be the go-to. You guys will be mainstream. Myron was like, this will never go mainstream. Like, it's mainstream now, but he can't benefit from it because of all the geopolitics and all of the, it's just the racist rhetoric. So they would be the go-to, like mainstream media. We want to talk to them, you know, it would be the networks and all that. But now he's just a hateful dude on YouTube, and that, you know, that's sad. But hey, it is what it is. That's all I got for this episode, guys. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. Miss AKA Lady, promise you, I'm reading your review as soon as I get back from taking my daughter to her mom's. Promise you. And then I'm gonna be doing, I think Glenn Lawrence tonight has me on his show. I'm not quite sure what we're talking. I think we're going to be talking about this on his show. We're going to be talking about what happened with Myron, Fuentes, and all those guys. So I appreciate y'all. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Appreciate you staying with me. And like I said, we're about to do a heavy push here in 2026. Man, I got the plan. And this last thing I do want to say, Brandon Carter talks a lot about utilizing AI as a tool to help you grow and build whatever it is you're trying to do. And bro, he's right. I use Chat GPT, but there are plenty of AI engines out there. I suggest you guys check them out. You will be shocked, at least I was, at what AI can do for you when you're sitting out trying to plan things, trying to learn things, whatever. It's amazing, bro. And this is just the beginning. So if you haven't, make sure you guys go over and subscribe to Brandon Carter's YouTube channel. Check out what he's doing. I think he goes live once a week. I think it's on Thursdays. I don't hold me to that. I rarely catch him live. I have caught him live a couple times. The brother is straight up. The brother is the real deal. You want that red pill wisdom when it comes to life, male improvement, understanding what's going on, building the business, all that good stuff. You can definitely get your questions answered there. So go check him out. Yes, I will simulcast with Glenn tonight. I know we're scheduled to do it. I just don't know what time, but yeah, look for the thumbnail. I'm going to use his thumbnail more than likely. So it is what it is. It's like, it's a video response. That was Miss AKA lady. And Brother Penny's going to try to catch me on Glenn's stream. Appreciate it. So yeah, guys, I'm done. That's it, man. Like I said, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for rocking with me. We're going to continue to do what we do. Like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Anything you guys want me to cover, anything you want me to talk about, hit me up. Hit me up. Let me know. And we can definitely do that show. Brother GMC Hammer, I know I still got to talk to your homie, bro. It's been, over almost 2 years now? I haven't forgotten. I haven't. I'm going to have to reach out to you and work it out. But we definitely going to make that happen, bro. Like I said, just got to stay on me, man. It's just craziness. So that's it. I got to go. Appreciate y'all watching. I'm DL Saint. This is That Really Want to Know podcast, man. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.
Thanks for watching. We really appreciate your support. And if you like that video, check out this one or maybe that one. We'll see you around. Peace.